Happy Sunday. 12 hacks to become a better leadership speaker. What 12 hacks would you put on your list? Today, I want to share the 12 hacks that I have learned over the last 4 weeks when I committed myself to learn the secret to better speaking. The secret to grab the attention of the audience, be on stage without PowerPoints, I think really without slides, no brands. I really wanted to learn, and I was ready to level up how to do that. There are some gurus out there like Tony Robbins. How do they do that? I was so up to learn the secret sauce, and I learned it. And I even committed myself to a ramp up level 2 in Q2 next year because I'm an ever learning student. But today I want to share what I learned during this 4 weeks of intensive training. And if people ask, is it only you? Are you with other students? I was the only one. 6 to 8 hours a day. It was tough. It was hard. Sometimes I was very tired. But the more I got into the swing, the more I understood that I never knew what was coming, what never assignment would be my next assignment. I started, and I'm thinking about you, Rita, if you and Elise, is that I started to relax in the now. And that is absolutely essential if you want to learn something very fast, is that you surrender and relax in the now. When you know how to relax in the now, then go and experiment with these 12 hacks that I share. And if you were curious how to learn to relax in the now, DM me. I would love to share more about that. But here comes the 12 hacks that I learned over the last few weeks. And I think it's really, really sad that the professional world, we have so little focus on leadership speaking, so much focus on up leveling our IT skills. But the secret to become an even better leader is you. You are the secret source to success, not AI, not leadership voice, right? That's why I'm still holding back. And I really hope I inspire you to use some of these hacks. Try them out next week. So, and then experiment with this. Experiment with the hacks and see how everything starts to shift. You have to be committed, obviously. You have to just go with the flow and one step at a time, right? I did it for 35 hours. So one step at a time, and remember to celebrate all your wins. That is, as you know, as a great leader, that is the way to more success. All right, the 12 hacks come here. First of all, what impact do you want to create? That is an amazing question to ask yourself before you even compose your message. What impact do you want to create? Do you want the people to embrace new ways of working? Do you want them to embrace that some people will be laid off? There will be no bonus this year. What message do you really want to convey to your people? I've been in communication for over 20 years, and hand on heart, I never really asked myself that question. Been working with communication experts, HR experts. Nobody even asked me, validated project managers, program directors, seniors, I think that's why I go live, to share these amazing hacks, and that will get you far. And here, number 2, how do you want to connect with your audience? How do you want to connect? I never thought about that. What impact do you want to create? So essential for you to come across as a authentic leader, as a sincere leader, not just one babbling all what's on the slides, you being detached, separated from the message. I've been there myself, and I see so many leaders in the pharmaceutical industry being detached from their message. They don't even own the message, right? But that's really, really important. How do you want to connect with your audience? And then when you know these two, right, the impact you want to create and how you want to connect, is that what opening question do you want to ask your audience? What do you want them to think, feel, experience when you open your talk? And then number 4, own your message. Own it and get it sealed in your heart space. That is so important. I can feel, because now I know it, I train it, I know it, I understand it. Owning a message doesn't come by clicking your hands, right, or fingers, thinking about it. You have to own it. If you don't own it, find out why you don't own the message. Why is it separation showing up? Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Don't you really trust the vision, the strategy? What's blocking you from owning the vision? I mentioned I've done communication for years, and I never really owned the message. I never really owned the message as I do now. Probably it's also with age, experiments, right? Not experiments, but years of being in the professional arena. But now I really understand what it means to own the message. And I see leaders and leaders and leaders on stage who I can sense, I can feel. That's probably also why people subconsciously check out. There is no connection between the person on stage and the message. And then it becomes flat information, right? People have to feel you. People have to feel that you really are authentic. And I tell you, I guarantee, when you get to practice these and get them as part of your DNA and your leadership tool, in your leadership tool belt, you will see shifts, radical shift in how you show up, radical shift in how you communicate, and much more. Number 5. So now you know the opening question. Now you know the message, right? You know how the impact you want to create. Find 2 stories that support your message and tell those stories vividly, as though it was a movie. What happens? What happens? How do you feel? And what does it mean? Right? Tell it as though you were there. And right now you may say, but Camilla, how can I do that? This is just another IT rollout. But find your stories. Find your stories. If you want to go on stage, whatever Zoom stage, or any other stage, find your stories. Can be a customer story, an internal client story. Find your stories that underpin why it's now time to reorg the customer service department. There's always a story that really just stands out in the negative way, and that's the other side of the coin. Share those stories so people can relate to what you want to communicate. It's so important. And then I would say, then explain the stories really in detail so people are there, right? And in terms of the owning the story, own the stories in your heart space. That's how I learned it. Write your stories down and enrich it when you're a trainer or when you're a coach. Enrich your stories. And as you enrich it and as you practice, you see that suddenly your stories sit in your heart. They become part of you. And you just tell it, right? That is the magic for transformation and not just sharing flat information. Hack number 7 is that you get to use language that resonates with your audience And I really invite you to stop using words like burning platform, we must have, we are forced to do that, we have no other way. Like these negative words, drop it. Drop it, drop it, drop it, because you are creating a separation, you're creating a gap. If you want to move feet, light up the hearts, right? Encourage them. It's okay to say, now we need to do that. Be firm, show the direction, but be really cautious of what language you share, and also share the pain. Share the pain if things are going to stay as is. What happens is, like, if you're not transforming in the way you deliver your talks, what will happen to your career? Well, it could be that you never get the promotion that you want, because you never really get the satisfaction and the fulfillment with all the effort that you put in, right? It's mediocre results. There's no benefits realized. Well, it just comes back to you as a boomerang. So for you, in order to become a better leader, start also by become a better speaker. And in order to become a better speaker, you have to find inner peace, right? I would say it's so easy. It's easy when you can see the different building blocks that will take you the smart way. It's not how you are smart. It's about how smart are you to get where you want fast, right? You're not the only one who struggles with this. I've been there as well. That's why I shared these hacks with you. And I appreciate that I get the opportunity to do that tonight. Hack number 8. This is so essential. Know your key messages and your phrases. This is something that I've really got on my radar over the last 4 weeks. I've been coaching leaders. I've been setting leaders up for success. Remember that I've written the scripts. We did dry runs, right? But dry runs on paper, separation, not owning the speak. Some leaders was like, do we have to have a dry run? Yes, of course you have to do a dry run. Leaders, what I see, leaders are so separated of owning the message. And so you will never get people from A to B. And here's a part of your preparation. So for you to go on stage without the slides, you don't need the slides. You don't need the numbers with the figures. Tell it from your heart, right? Where do you want the eyes of people to be on? The slides on you, right? Where's the information? You are the vehicle to success. Remember that. So you want the eyes on you, not really on the slides. You don't need that. And then when you find your key messages, your key phrases, and you know when they come in your speak, slow down. That is where I really smashed it earlier this week about slowing down. That I used music. I was introduced to use music that helped me find the pace. And I tell you, it clicks, but obviously you have to be committed to learn and be willing to accept new ways of learning. And that is always a new way of learning and a smarter way of learning. But using the music to slow down, and also when it's very important, maybe you want to step up in another beat, a faster beat. But remember to slow down. Remember to slow down. And never before been so aware of slowing down. And I learned it. And then end with a very clear CTA, call to action. It's not like go down and just whatever you want, right? It's like, I was just sell. It's not about selling. It's not about saying, okay, now you go down and just work. That's not really how I envision the CTA. You know what's best in your field. But it's like, what next move do you want the people to take? If you don't move, what would happen, right? So be clear of your CTA. Your CTA is essential and critical for your future success. Hack number 11. Appreciate the audience. You know when to do that. In the beginning, at the end, but appreciate that people listen to you. Appreciate that people are present. Appreciate. I learned it, and now it thrives, and it comes from my heart. But I hear very few leaders. Most leaders don't show appreciation. But the way to more success, the easier way, is to appreciate. Appreciate. And then hack number 12, and it's really, really important. Speak from the heart. Be you, be authentic, connect with your audience, right? When you speak from your heart, you don't need slides because you know your stories, you know your message, even though it's a tough message to break, right? Or share with love. Just be you. We are all authentic, and I tried it. And it's okay also to be vulnerable, to show that, damn, this is so hard for me. We're about to say goodbye to 200 beautiful souls. It touches my heart. It really touches my heart. But that's unfortunately what we have to do in order to survive, in order to stay in business, right? That you can be so authentic. If laying off affects you, share how you feel in the moment. Nobody I know find it amazing and a wonderful task to lay off people. So share why it's difficult, and share how difficult it is for you, how hard it is for you, right? So these were the 12 hacks I learned over the last 4 weeks. You will find those hacks in my newsletter that I've released earlier today. So go in and get hold of that, hold of the newsletter. I will also add the link to this live a little later. But really, I invite you to experiment with the hacks. Pick one of the hacks that is easy for you to rehearse, to practice, and play with that. Play with that with love and show up, right? Just show up and play. Nobody knows that you're practicing, but just play and experience the shift. Experience how you're shifting, what's shifting inside you, right? Owning the message. Maybe that'd be the first. And if this speaks to you, maybe what I'm about to kick off is something that is just where you want to be. Because what I'm doing next, or in a couple of weeks, is I'm launching a Leadership Voice Masterclass where I train and teach at 10 people, maximum 10 people, how to become a better leader the easier way. It's hacks by hacks by hacks. It's training. So if this speaks to you, I'd be delighted to have you in the class. And my name is Camilla Kalbeck. I'm the owner and CEO of Kalbeck Coaching, where we help executive leaders and business professionals in the pharmaceutical industry, like yourself, level up the smarter way. And if it speaks to you to have more success, more time, and more freedom in 2023, I'll be delighted to support you on that journey. And I'll be delighted to send you more information about the upcoming Leadership Masterclass. We're starting this month, and I'm super, super excited to be training you and all the other masterminders. And we have a guest talk. And that guest talk is a world-class public speaker, trainer, Bilal Jamal. So if this speaks to you about growing fast, creating more insights about yourself, and becoming a better leader, DM me, right? With this, my love and my appreciation flows to you. I'm so grateful that we're connecting and that we have connected. I know there's quite a few of you who are watching my lives, and we have connected. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate all the support. and good ideas what to talk more about, because I'm here to set you up for more success this way. With this, enjoy the rest of this beautiful evening.